this session, we are discussing about measures of dispersion or variability. Variability describes how far apart data points lie from each other and from the center of a distribution. It is also referred to as spread, scatter, or dispersion. While the central tendency or average tells you where most of the points lie, variability summarizes how far apart they are. This is important because it tells you whether the data points are clustered around the center or more widely spread out. Low variability is ideal because it means that you can better predict the information about the population based on sample data. High variability means that the values are less consistent, so it's harder for you to make predictions. Datasets can have the same central tendency but different levels of variability or vice versa. If you know only the central tendency or the variability, you can't say anything about the other aspects. Both of them give you the complete picture of your data. Along with measures of central tendency, measures of variability give you descriptive statistics that summarize your data. Most common measures of variability are range, interquartile range, standard deviation, variance, etc. Range is the difference between the highest and lowest values. Interquartile range is the range of the middle half of the distribution. Standard deviation is the average distance from the mean, and variance is the average of squared distance from the mean. Let's look in detail each of them. Range tells you the spread of your data from the lowest to the highest value of the distribution. It is the easiest measure of variability to calculate. To find range, simply subtract the lowest value from the highest value in the dataset. And when it comes to interquartile range, it is the portion that lies between first quartile and the third quartile. It is the third quartile Q3 minus the first quartile. It is calculated by subtracting the first quartile from the third quartile. This gives us the range of the middle half of a dataset. Thus, it contains 50% of the data. Another measure is standard deviation. Standard deviation is the average amount of variability in your dataset. It is denoted by the Greek letter sigma, and its equation is given by square root of 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar the whole square. It tells you on average how far the scores lie from the mean. The larger the standard deviation, the more variable the dataset is. Another measure of dispersion is variance. The variance is the average of square deviations from the mean. A deviation from the mean is how far a score lies from the mean. That is, it reflects the degree of spread of the dataset. Variance is the square of standard deviation. We all know that. We calculate standard deviation by taking the square root of variance. This means that the units of variance are much larger than that of a typical value of a dataset. Its equation is given by sigma square is equal to 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar the whole square. While it's harder to interpret the variance number intuitively, it's important to calculate variance for comparing different datasets in statistical tests like ANOVA. Now we are discussing about skewness and kurtosis. First of all, let us understand the concept of distributions and moments. A distribution is simply a collection of data or scores on a variable. There are different distributions, and we determine whether a dataset follows a particular distribution or not based on the graph we get when the data points are plotted. Some of the major distributions are normal, binomial, uniform, exponential, etc. If the plotted data points create a bell-shaped curve, then we can say that the dataset is normally distributed. And moments are statistical measures usually used to describe characteristic of distributions. The arithmetic mean and variance are the first two moments, and they describe central tendency and dispersion respectively. We have already discussed about both the topics. The next two moments are used to measure skewness and kurtosis, which we are going to discuss now. These four characteristics are called the fundamental characteristics of a distribution. There are two types of moments, row moments and central moments. Central moments are also known as moments about the mean. The rth row moment mr dash is given by the equation 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n xi raised to r. M can also be replaced by the Greek letter mu. For a row moment about a particular number a, the equation becomes mr dash of a is equal to 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus a the whole raised to r. If nothing is mentioned about the number a, then we assume that a is 0. The rth central moment is given by the equation mr is equal to 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar the whole raised to r. That is, we replace the number a by x bar in the equation for rth row moment about a particular number a. The equation for rth row moment about a particular number a is given by 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus a the whole raised to r, and the rth central moment is given by the equation 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar the whole raised to r. The first row moment is called mean. That is, when we substitute r by 1 in row moment, that is rth row moment, for r is equal to 1, we get the mean of the distribution. And the second central moment is the variance. That is, for rth central moment where r is equal to 2, we get the variance of the distribution. Now let us get to know the Pearson's beta and gamma coefficients. Beta 1 is given by the equation m3 square divided by m2 cube, and beta 2 is given by the equation m4 by m2 square, and gamma 1 is given by the equation the positive square root of beta 1 and gamma 2 by beta 2 minus 3. Coming to the topic, skewness literally means lack of symmetry. It gives us an idea about the shape of the curve when we plot the data. A distribution is said to be symmetric if mean, median and mode fall at different points. That is, mean not equal to median not equal to mode. In this case, the distribution is said to be asymmetric, not symmetric, it's asymmetric. And the quartiles are not equidistant from median. If the quartiles are not equidistant from the median, we can say that the distribution is asymmetric. And the third point is, the curve drawn is not symmetrical and is stretched to one side than to the other. A symmetrical distribution will have skewness 0. Positive skewness means when the tail on the right side of the distribution is longer. The mean and the median will be greater than the mode in this case. Negative skewness is when the tail on the left side of the distribution is longer than the tail on the right side. The mean and median will be less than mode in this case. There are different methods to measure skewness. One of them is Pearson's coefficient of skewness. It is given by alpha 3, and this equation is mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. We already have an equation mean minus mode is equal to 3 times mean minus median. So we substitute that here and we get 3 times mean minus median by standard deviation. that is alpha 3 is equal to mean minus mode by standard deviation, which is equal to 3 times mean minus median divided by standard deviation. Skewness is positive if mean is greater than mode or mean is greater than median, and negative if mean is less than mode or mean is less than median, and this value will always lie between minus 3 and 3. That is, the value of alpha 3 always lies between minus 3 and 3. Another measure of skewness is quartile measure of skewness, and its equation is given by Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m divided by Q3 minus Q1, where Q1 is the first quartile, Q3 is the third quartile, and m is the median. We can also give this equation as Q3 minus m minus Q1 divided by Q3 minus m plus m minus Q1. If m minus Q1 is less than Q3 minus m, the skewness is positive, and if m minus Q1 is greater than Q3 minus m, skewness is negative. Its value lies between minus 1 and 1. That is, the measure of skewness based on quartiles always lies between minus 1 and 1. The third measure of skewness is measure of skewness based on moments. Here, skewness is measured based on the value of beta 1 and gamma 1. That is, beta 1 is given by the equation m3 square by m2 cube, or gamma 1 is the positive root of beta 1. The sign of m3 indicates whether the skewness is positive or negative. If m3 is negative, then we have negative skewness, and if m3 is positive, we have positive skewness. Our next topic is kurtosis. Kurtosis gives us an idea about the peakedness or flatness of the frequency curve. It is measured by the coefficient beta 2 or gamma 2. Beta 2 is given by the equation m4 by m2 square, and gamma 2 is given by the equation beta 2 minus 3. The middle line in the figure is mean. The curve at the middle is neither flat nor peaked, is called the normal curve or mesocurtic curve. And for such a curve, beta 2 is equal to 3. That is, gamma 2 will be 0. Curve at the bottom, which is flatter than the normal curve, is known as platykurtic. And for such a curve, beta 2 will be less than 3, and that is, gamma 2 will be less than 0. Curve at the top, which is more peaked than the normal curve, is called leptokurtic, and for such a curve, beta 2 will be greater than 3. That is, gamma 2 will be greater than 0.